Group C continues in the Nations Cup. We're heading to Battlefield of Eternity as Poland plays against France. Both of the teams have lost their first series, and, well, one of them is going to have a very tough time here, because essentially if you lose this one now, your chances to go out of the group are basically zero. Now, a quick reminder, we have 28 teams that signed up for the Nations Cup. They're representing 17 countries, so countries could sign up multiple teams if there's a big player base. And this changes things up slightly. Right now we're in the first phase of the tournament. We have 7 groups with 4 teams each that are playing out a round robin, and the first place out of each group advances to phase 2 of the tournament directly. But we are going to have 8 teams in the second phase, which means to determine the final team to join phase 2, we are going to take the second place out of every single group, and they are playing a last chance qualifier to determine the final team to get there. So that's why for teams it's quite important that if they cannot get the first place in the group, they at least fight for second place so that they have another shot. There's $10,000 on the line for this event, so quite a lot of prize money, and therefore a huge incentive for the teams to do well. A lot of pizza money involved, and most of the teams have been practicing for a while now. Also, as a bit of a side note, I already mentioned that multiple teams can sign up for a country. So if you see a number behind a team name, it means that it is the first, second, or third seed for that country. If there's no number behind it, then it just means one team has signed up, for example, for the Netherlands, and that's it. And this could be an interesting one here. This is definitely a series that is going to be important for both of these teams, because as I already said, if you lose now, it means you've lost 2 matches in the group, and that is a death sentence. You're not going to be able to get number 1 or number 2. You might still be able to help somebody else out, but that's about it. So Blaze and Hanzo are currently locked in as our starters, with Battlefield of Eternity being the first map. Of course, everybody is locking in heroes that can damage the immortals quickly. Li Ming is good for that long-range poke that we are having. And now we got Blaze and Hanzo on the other side. Hanzo with this level 4 is a monster, of course, in that spot too. And yeah, for the blue team, it essentially comes down on how they want to deal with this now. Falstad and Urel. Alright, so we get the birdie. Falstad's getting picked a lot these days. Not really a map where he's going to excel with frequent flyers, so very likely we're going to have a lightning rod build for him instead. This is not a typical map where you can get a lot of minion stacks. That's more so, I don't know, Tomb of Spider Queen, for example, or if you just want to fully capitalize on his global presence, you can go for a bigger map. We have, for the bans, Muradin, who gets eliminated. Sylvanas also got banned out again, so it's always kind of nice when that happens, because, again, she can push with an immortal like no other. So she's getting a lot of bans these days. But the final ban for map number 1, what is the blue team going to get rid of? It's actually kind of funny, by the way, too, because we're actually playing with the teams in their national colors. So the French in blue, Allez bleu, and we got Team Poland in red, Napierdalai, with Garrosh getting banned out at the front line. So, yeah. For the red team, Blaze, great choice. Hanzo, solid. But who else are they going to get for damage? Tyrell, first of all. So if he goes into Sanctification, you now have Bunker plus Sanctification as the layer of defense. That's the old school style. But these days we get a lot of Judgment, of course, too. So we could get a more aggressive play. Judgment lining it up initially. Jet Propulsion, Arrow from Hanzo, a lot of CC that gets stacked. And Greymane coming into play means that they have lots of damage on not only the Immortal, but they can also rip a target to shreds very, very quickly. So, on the left side, for the blue team, the final 2 choices now for map number 1 in the series. We still need a main tank, and we also need a healer. It's going to be Anduin and ETC. ETC, always a good pick on the map, if you know how to play him. So, yeah, we'll see what they can do with him here. Can definitely create some space for his backline, but it leaves us with a final choice. We still need a healer, obviously, as well for Team Poland. So, ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 is Battlefield of Eternity, a best of 3 series here at Nations Cup Group C, and our final pick for the first game is Breitwing. Team France in blue on the left side. Allez le bleu. Leader on ETC. We got Saren and Anduin. Vetters on Urel. Unbanned Baka with Liming straight up with the Ether Walk on level 1. And Urana is playing Falstad. Over on the right side, the opponents, it is... Oh, actually, we're getting frequent flyer after all. All right. Let's see how that's going to work out. It's going to be a bit problematic to stack, but the confidence seems to be there. On the right side, we get a Lettuce on Tyrael for Team Poland. Balor on Hanzo. Zagzi with Blaze, Yavo on Brightwing, and Volox is playing Greymane. So, it is party time, ladies and gentlemen. All the way down at the bottom of the map, we have our 4-man. Actually, 3 versus 3, since both of the teams have split some heroes up towards the top lane. So, yeah, it's going to be a 3v2, at least for the start of the game. And let's see how that's going to work out, but that's an interesting one. I find it quite strange also that Falstead really went into frequent flyer. Kind of curious. I really want to see how the stacks are going to come together for them, because this could for sure backfire. This could start to become a problem. Falstead is usually someone that these days you want to have in a pretty impactful position. If they're going to get there or not, that's the main question right now. And for that, you need stacks. You need to take a couple of these minions down. And he's, at least for now, flying across quite quickly here. But let's see what they can actually do with this. I mean, for now, situation is, yeah, pretty even. It's a little bit weird because like we have a lot of rotational plays happening. Some people's being sent up to the top, Brightwing moving in there, Falstead to the bottom of the map. It creates a bit of an imbalance as the teams are attempting to get initial advantages. Mostly, of course, looking to destroy a tower or two. Down at the bottom of the map, now the camp claim for the team in red. Sorry, in blue. Red team has taken the top side. 18 stacks for the birdie. So far it's not too bad. I mean, again, we had that fly down, but we'll see how this is going to look as the game continues. That's going to be the bigger question here. Right now, it has taken us a little bit of time, but we're finally in that spot where we have the bot lane essentially as established as you would expect it with the 4 versus 4. Hanzo dies, so does Falstead, so they're going for the wild attack right there. And get some really nice damage in. Well, in the meantime, of course, we have at the top our 1v1. So this is going to be also quite neat. Getting probably not too much done here, as the first objective is now about to be announced, and both of the teams are making a play straight up for their camps. So this is going to be the number 1 right there. Trying to get those mercenaries en route so that there is a little bit more action against the opponent on the lane, and that they have to split the hero off to... Yeah, so that they actually have to split their attention. Split one hero off, not go for the immortal fully. And that's basically what the teams are currently going to be looking for here. Now, there is aggression against the Lettuce again. So far it seems fairly, I mean, even as much as you can tell about it, because we have indeed both teams with 1 kill and with identical experience. The last couple of matches that we had, there was already at this point a pretty significant advantage for one team or another. Tyrael is able to move out, but the Immortals are now both safe. So both of them are up here, and nobody has really dealt with it yet. So everybody is just trying to find opportunities to either defend, maybe get a kill. A couple of bushes have been turned into a party bush as the teams are hoping to get a trap set and get somebody killed. Hasn't quite happened yet. But yeah, there's the attack against the Immortal. Starts to turn into a race instead of anything else. So it's all just about getting the damage done, and it turns out that the blue team, yeah, is a little bit lacking on that end compared to their opponents. With Greymane and Hanzo on their side, it doesn't really come as a shocker, so we indeed have an advantage for Team Poland initially. But yeah, with Greymane jumping in, yes, okay, the stun comes out. Blue team is starting to lose ground here, and they will lose the objective. Hanzo completing the quest on level 1. What about kills though? Brightwing falls. So at least... Oh, but we're going to get counter kills, aren't we? Urel jumps out. EDC might be in trouble too. And whew, somehow Team France is able to walk away. So nice for them to be able to pull that off. But on the retreat, Greymane is still getting attacked, and he has to split off. The red team can still go for a very aggressive play here. They have a huge shield, given that this is the first Immortal. Typically these are a bit lower, but they have a 50% on this. So breaking through the wall is really the minimum that they need to accomplish there. Should be able to pull a little bit more off. if you ask me. But we'll see if they can actually manage that. Right now, wall's gone, and the keep is starting to take a bit of damage, or the fort. But the blue team is defending fairly alright. And they still have a chance to try and flank in with ETC, for example, as he's sitting at the side lane here. Want to go for Balor, and he jumps out at the last moment. That got scary for just a second. That could have been a problem for him. Now, the one thing that is actually kind of interesting too is that Falstad is stacking way better than I expected him to. Oh, Hanzo gone, and they get Brightwing. Yeah, that's obviously a huge source for them. 4 stacks as well. If you are able to get kills and always have Falstad involved in those fights, then that is going to help you for sure. So that was quite neat. Now they have 74 stacks for the bird, which means the first quest reward has been unlocked. And this is going to give him some nice auto attack. So the pick has paid off thus far. They were looking at those team fights, and that's a lot of extra hits for them. Elitis pausing the game, and we might have had somebody drop over here. Doesn't really look like it. Blaze at the top also fine, so I would assume that we have some tech issues currently on the side of the team. But yeah, hopefully they can resolve those quickly. So while we're waiting for them, quick reminder, big shout out to everybody that is a supporter on Patreon. Guys, really appreciate it. Without you, it would be very difficult to host any of these tournaments. Blizzard abandoned us 7 years ago with HOTS Esports, and we are still trying to keep it alive with event after event. Now, if you want to become a supporter, there is a link in the description. Patreon is still the best way to support the stream and help us keep those tournaments alive. Now, I said it before, I say it again, I am horrible when it comes to posting on social media. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that. I maybe make a post every half year, but the Patreon is more so for people that are really interested in helping us keeping the scene alive, helping us to host tournaments, and I think on that end we've delivered now over the last 7 years, time and time again, with dozens and dozens of tournaments basically every year. So if you want to become a supporter, check out the Patreon link in the description. Big shout out to everybody that does. Again, without you, Heroes Esports would be dead. So thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it, and also appreciate anybody checking it out. Now, it seems like the problem that we're having over here is a bit of a bigger one. I really hope that it's not impacting the series. Again, it doesn't seem like anybody dropped, so my guess would be internet connection problems. Hopefully resolved soon, we'll find out. For now, it is a lead for Team France as they're starting to be aggressive against Poland. And this push at the bottom of the map, for example, could cost the Polish team quite a few hit points on their fort too. I guess we're going to find out now, because whatever the issue was has been resolved. But the blue team is actually falling back. Unwilling to push this. Reason is fairly simple as well. They have a lead in experience. Why risk it, right? Why take a big risk here and allow the opponent to come back in if you can just wait for level 10 abilities and then use that small window that you have to pull a little bit farther ahead on this. Forster's the only one sitting down at the bottom of the map and trying to defend against it. So, yeah, careful, my friend. One of those that can always backfire quickly, so you don't want to expose yourself too much here. But then, on the other hand, we have the... I mean, they should send somebody else in to help him out, because that fort is taking damage. And a little bit too much for my liking. The thinking is, of course, that they're going to get value at the top lane. They let the red team take the fort out at the bottom of the map, but they get top lane value. The problem is, you're going up against Greymane. That's never going to work out in your favor. So, while the fort at the bottom of the map gets destroyed, they themselves are not able to do a whole lot here. So, that's a huge problem. Now the Immortal is up again, and we have both teams currently with level 10 abilities, so Heroics are ready on both sides, and will probably get used fairly soon in the team battle. Or so I thought. I mean, the blue team pulled ahead very quickly on the objective itself, and the red team is now forced into a more defensive position. So that's already a plus. But right now, we have an attempt to take that Immortal on, as France is going for victory here. They want to claim this. They have a bit more poke and are trying to use it. And eventually, if this is going to be played out this way, Poland is going to lose that Immortal. Unless they get a kill. They're going to be looking for it. Big stun. Whoa. That one was sexy. Sanctification also used, but Poland couldn't follow up on that. They at least forced the French back a bit. That is also They are starting to push forward here. Another jet propulsion connects, this time only with Urel, or mainly with her. And, well, off we go. The French are starting to pull this back a little bit. Bunker being used. And ETC with a mosh, baby! And Hanzo is gone. Hanzo is dead. Greymane is low. And Falstad kind of failed here. I think Falstad's death was already a thing. But I believe he could have killed Greymane. I really, really think if he just got 2 auto attacks off, Greymane would have died as well. As it stands, there's another fort at the bottom of the map that gets destroyed. So the blue team now with some structural damage themselves. And they still should be able to take this. Urel is moving in and it's ridiculous how low that HP bar is. But finally, Liming able to get another orb out. And that's a massive shield now for Team France. France is looking very strong. They made a little bit of a miscalculation when they lost their bottom left fort. But now they have a shot, of course, at the top. And I would be shocked if they don't take the fort out here. This is a huge immortal. It's number 2. It's not late game, but we're like 9 minutes in now. So they should be able to do some work. And we'll see. For now, they're forcing the minion waves out. Tyrael, of course, provides the shield. Falstad is at the bottom of the map, getting himself some extra stacks and applying pressure against Blaze. Top side, though, there's again the play for Tyrael, who gets bullied around very, very quickly. Falstad could also try and fly up and maybe even get a gust angle. The arrow not connecting. Far off. Falstad in position, but nah. Nobody went out far enough for him to get a good angle on Gust that would have allowed them to force the fight. So with the fort gone, they're just starting to destroy the wall on the keep itself. Damage output, right? Oh, ET, see ya! Yep, that's a kill. The cow is down. There's burgers for dinner. Ooh, and Li Ming going for glass cannon. Alright. Yeah, taking the risk here, feeling confident. 30,000 damage for her so far. 6 kills to 3, but both teams are on level 13. So, that's something. That's something that works for Poland. Tyrael is just half a second delayed, or he could have contested the camp. Has to use Sanctification, and yes, Urel gets out too. It's actually kind of ballsy to go for a Li Ming build that isn't fully range and just send us around Calamity. And then say, okay, I'm still gonna go Glass Cannon. Now, this can work, but it is taking a risk. It's a big risk. You mess up, you're dead. Very quickly. So they're playing with fire a bit. The French team, they were off to a decent start, but this is a very close one. You got a couple of additional kills, but if you're just looking at how this is playing out right now, it is extremely even. Here's the light bomb, trying to get some stuns out. ETC a bit low, but still goes for another slide. Massive mosh pit. Mosh against 4 heroes. Oh my god. Brightwing dies instantly, and they can go for the big hit on, not only Tyrael, but also Blaze. It is a triple kill, and it all started with the cow coming in and going for the big party. Huge play from Vlida. Extremely well done. So that was brilliant. Now we have 9 kills to 3, 1 level advantage, and of course thanks to the kills that they just got, they're fully in the driver's seat here. They're opening up the wall at the top, they're starting to get damage on the keep. We have the Immortal up, and they can start to go for it, which is basically what Li Ming is already doing. But that Mosh was an absolute work of art. Them retreating is working out well. They dropped half of the HP on the keep. And of course it also gave them a good chunk in experience, which means that they're having an early level 16 talent in a few moments. Falstad at the bottom of the map is finding himself at 137 stacks. So he is very, very close to getting his next quest reward. And that's going to be a massive damage increase. They don't even need him for the fight here. 5 versus 4, and Li Ming with Glass Cannon just pops Hanzo like a pimple, splattering him all over the map. So Falstad finds the gust angle, Sanctification gets used, and now they're forced into a fight that they really don't want to have. 16 talents on the opponent's side. That's Greymane, and that's Brightwing. It is 3 down already. 2 survivors currently, and they're not going to survive for long. Falstad comes in, he now has his quest rewards, and that is absolute brutal plays coming from France as Poland is struggling. 13 kills, 2-3. Oh, that gust and that fight that it forced. 5 versus 4, and the opponent has a level 16 talent advantage. Doesn't get much worse than that. So, yep, Urel is dealing with the Immortal. Red team is coming back. There's a bit of damage done at the bottom keep now, but I doubt that they're going to stick around for too long. As long as Blaze isn't here, I think they're still fine. But Falstad works the auto attack damage, retreats, and as already mentioned before, this is going to be a big Immortal. Arrow connecting, and I guess they might have screwed up here. Okay, they're still alive, but whoo, that was good. Poland with a good arrow. That could have been a kill or two, and that would have changed everything very, very quickly. So now they have to take the Immortal as fast as they can. You're joking, right? Okay, come on. The France memes are actually writing themselves right now. They rather retreat than go for the Immortal. And that means that they are now lost half of the shield. Come on, boys. Like, just take this thing first. You had it essentially at 100%. Even if Greyman gets 2 swipes in, you get still 90, 80% or something. Now you go for the camp and you're retreating to base. I know that this is the immediate instinct that you have. But, boys, you're better than this. You could have made this such a strong push. It's still strong because of the camp they took, but they could have delayed that by a few seconds. So, now we have Falstad at the top, trying to push for the top side keep. It's essentially a 2-pronged attack here. But, oh no, Polish players in trouble! That is a kill, that is a gust, forcing the fight again. Zagzi is about to go down, the keep is already eliminated, and this is going to be game. Great performance here by the French team in Group C. That was solid, well done, and it will give the lead to the blue team for sure. Poland, they did what they could. They had a couple of moments towards the end, especially with that arrow from Hanzo where it seemed like maybe they have a shot, but it's the 1-0 advantage in the best of 3 series for Team France. GG. I hope all of you guys enjoy the Nations Cup. We have an awesome event going on right now with a lot of amazing games. Honestly, I can't imagine how many teams we had sign up for this one, so it's really, truly been a blast. But please keep in mind that all of these events are only possible because we have private supporters, we have support on Patreon, and of course also campaigns that we run on the channel. And right now you can support the channel for free. So if you don't have the money to spare to support the channel on Patreon, for example, or become a subscriber on Twitch, this is a perfect opportunity to still help us save Heroes Esports and to help the channel out. All that you gotta do is download Opera GX. You can find the link down in the description of the video, and then use the browser to watch a couple of YouTube videos, maybe this one here, or for example watch a live stream and play around with it a bit. The browser has an integrated VPN, which is quite helpful, of course. It has a lot of themes and customization options and other features that are targeting gamers directly. So just give it a shot, play around with it a little bit, and that's all that you gotta do to support the channel here. It's absolutely free, costs you a couple of minutes of your time, and I would really appreciate if you would do that to support us here. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the show. Map number 2, we're going to Infernal Shrines. The blue team, the French team, in the lead in the series. Team Poland struggling on Battlefield of Eternity. Now, again, quick reminder, we got a draft rule in the tournament. Every hero can only be played once, which means that right now, the 10 that you saw on the first map cannot be picked again, so they are already out of the rotation. Forrester did better than I expected on the map. Also, I mean, one of the things that really contributed to Falstad's impact was, of course, that the team did well from the start in teamfights. So whenever they were able to get those kills, that created extra stacks for Falstad for his level 1 and helped him accelerate the process a little bit. But still, really nicely done on Battlefield, and with Frequent Flyer getting a lot more value out of the talent that I thought it would be possible for him. Now that we're heading into Infernal Shrines, obviously the map balance shifts a little bit. Instead of having that 2-lane map, we're now heading back to a more traditional 3-lane environment with big focus points around the shrines. Typically, you're looking for your AoE here. You usually have a mage that gets drafted as well. Gul'dan, a good example. Jojo, typically one of your top picks here. Could even end up being banned, but yeah, Johanna de Haka, Blaze, if you can get him. Obviously not available anymore here. And then Leoric and a few others are always like big picks. Hogger, of course, another one. So a Jojo first pick wouldn't really shock me if we're going to get it for Team France. And a quick reminder But there is also D.Va still floating around. I've been highlighting this actually a little bit, that we have some players that really favor D.Va, and you can take her here. Now, is that going to happen in game number 2 already? Nah, probably not, but we'll see. Sylvanas for now. First pick for Sylvanas, okay. So, if they get the Punisher, they can push extremely aggressively with it. I would still expect Poland to now go straight in for Jojo. This map, having Condemn on the Shrine, having the extra clear, the Blessed Shield, everything is just so powerful. But they go for Gul'dan instead and Deckard Cain. Both of them solid choices, really good picks. Especially Gul'dan here, but also Deckard Cain, like with the choke points that he can control. Also the heals that he brings out. And then Diablo and Kerrigan. Alright, we are ignoring Jojo completely. Was she played in the last game? Am I blanking here? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she was not played yet. But Diablo is also great on Infernal Shrines, because you can just bully people around very aggressively, just push them into walls. Even more so if you pick Tassadar, because, yeah, that's a lot of walls that are getting built there. And we have Kerrigan together with that. So now a shot to really sync up these CC tools, including Sylvanas, by the way, no matter which ult she goes for, and make your play there. Uther gets banned. A little bit afraid of that Divine Shield Kerrigan from the looks of it. And what is Team France going to get rid of? They didn't want to go up against Garrosh. Had a couple of bad experience recently, I suppose. But, well, what's the ban here? Main tank, side laner, another damage dealer, all still fully up here. What are they worried about? Ruins their combo the most. And they ban Jojo. Okay, she gets banned out. You don't pick her early, she will eventually get eliminated. Leo on our side lane. Oh, Charles Sweffer, the janitor. Yeah, in the house. I absolutely love Leoric. From a hero concept, I think he's fantastic. Heroes of the Storm had, in general, just some great ideas. And we get Mei. Okay, the Frost Lady is saying hello here today. Mei with a little bit of Overwatch touch now on this one. But for Team France, very aggressive lineup. We talked about this already. So they need still a support that can cater to this a bit too. And then, of course, the question still remains: are we going triple frontline, which you would expect with Kerrigan, have a top laner too? So there's the Haka, and we get White Mane. So more CC from the blue team, leaving Sylvanas as the only real damage dealer. But this is a very, very aggressive composition for Team France. So on the side of Team Poland, they are obviously hoping to bring this back and win 2 in a row to keep their chances and their hopes in Group C alive. But right now, it is a toughie for them. Infernal Shrines is our second map. It is match point for Team France, and it is Tychus as the final pick for Team Poland. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 2. Team France in the lead, and with a chance to lock this in with the 2-0, so it's match point for the blue team. We have Vlida on Diablo, Urana on Sylvanas, Saren on White Mane, and Unbanned Baka is playing Kerrigan for the blue team, with Vetters coming in last but not least, playing Dehaka for the team. Over on the right side, it's Team Poland. They got to win 2 in a row now if they want to have a chance in the group. Currently, we have them with Aletis on Mei. We got Balor on Gul'dan, Zagzi on Leoric, Yavor on Deckard Cain, and Volox is playing at Tychus. So, can the red team pull this off? The lineup's not really too bad here. We have good damage. We have the Odin transformation for the big fights, but they're going up against a very aggressive team with a lot of CC. So it's more or less a question of how much France is going to get out of their team composition, how aggressive these players are. And there's already the first stun. Yeah, but not enough follow-up. So they weren't able to get Diablo, for example, in to lock him down further. But this is going to be the name of the game. Blue team with aggression, looking for kills. And then Team Poland attempting to react and counterplaying. At least that's what you would expect here. I mean, we have seen scripts like this flipped aggressively, but still. So for now, it's about the camps. We also have for Kerrigan, her baseline quest, all about Ravage. So you want to get the additional damage here on this. This is always going to be nice. If you get that damage output, Kerrigan is going to be an even bigger menace than before. We have at the bottom of the map Now still a little bit of place made here for the third camp, I would assume. But all the way up at the top, still our 1v1 with the Haka. Happily rotating between the lanes. Getting the extra experience here, dealing with the camp a bit too. Vetters is going to get attacked here and will have to use his essence, and he's still not going to make it. So Team Poland comes in with the first blood, and the Haka missing is of course very annoying for them, because that means that the experience in the top lane is very likely going to be lost, so they're going to fall behind on this a bit. As it's an unfortunate situation. Losing a side laner like this, even if you are getting the extra camp, is always a bit annoying, and they're not going to be happy about this at all. There's a bit of fighting going on at the bottom of the map still, so they're trying to make some moves there, but we'll see how much more can be done in the long run from the blue team. They should be the ones looking for aggression and trying to get some kills, and that's essentially what we're talking about right now. Top side, the Haka, he's obviously back on duty right now, back on lane. But with this, yeah, we have Sylvanas getting some easy damage in at the bottom of the map, and that's always neat for her, because it just means that she can stack her baseline a bit too. Not insane, but hey, every single bit matters. You need to get to 250 in order to get your first quest reward, so that's a long way to go. So if you can get a couple of those for free, then even better. Okay, top side, the Haka. Still holding on against Leoric. First objective is now, of course, up, and the blue team is a bit faster when it comes to taking position here. May, the wall's done. I mean, they're dropping her pretty quickly, but they're not able to get a kill or seriously threaten her, at least not too much. So that leaves us again with the blue team in position on the shrine, just a bit faster than their opponents, and the question is always, what can they do with that? Because we are going to see Team Poland try and fight for this one. They're not just simply letting this go. Top side, that's still the Haka, trying to stay on lane a bit longer, but he's going to come in just a moment. Maybe a bit too late to the party. Diablo, the Haka looking for a lick, has to go straight into burrow mode though. Level 7 talents, a bit faster for Team Poland. That's a big advantage right now for the first objective. Poland trying to take this one right here. We have 17 to 11 stacks. Leo is still on the shrine, hasn't even joined the fight. Karrigan was looking for opportunities and didn't really get them. Now gets the stun, but nobody follows up on it. Basically, she was dead already and was trying to get a counter kill. So that is the second kill for Team Poland, and they're also going to get the Punisher itself. So Poland is off to a great start here. Game 1 didn't go well for them. Definitely struggling a lot. Attack in the middle against Leoric, but even that is kind of backfiring a bit. So now it's all about defense at the bottom of the map. Punishers, of course, can't be baited over walls anymore. That guarantees you a bit more damage. 81 stacks for Sylvanas. And then defending down here without Sylvanas is going to be a bit tricky, because she's the only range damage dealer. Questionable choices have been made. Good luck with that defense. I mean, Sylvanas is now slowly coming in, but this is way more damage than they were supposed to take. Why Sylvanas wasn't here in the first place is an absolute mystery to me. Moves into the backline and tries to get a kill. Jumps on that wave. That is a dicey spot to be in. So they are surviving for now. They if he gets a stun there, I think they can get a kill against him. But the fort is gone, and that's avoidable. That's not good. They shouldn't. Again, it can always happen that your opponent just pressures hard enough that you lose the structure here. But Sylvanas should have been with them earlier. Without a range damage dealer to try and defend is always a lot harder. So, yeah, somebody was for sure missing them. Now, in experience, it means half a level of an advantage for Team Poland. They're trying again for the Haka. Vetters is trying to get out and gets again nailed to the ground and survives! Somehow survives. Insane! Nasty business for him. Karrigan thus far not really having the impact that you normally want to see from her. They need to get these CC chains going. The Haka, Karrigan, you know, when they move in as a unit together with Diablo, they should be able to do big, big damage. Just really threaten the opponent, bully them into oblivion, and we're not seeing that yet. Level 10 abilities available for Team Poland. That gives us Haunt, Odin, and we get the Ice Wall for May. I actually think that May, I mean, she honestly, she kind of camouflaged herself as a scientist, but she is, in my opinion, clearly a flat earther. If you're playing around with the ice wall and you're giving me this, you know, this crap of the ice wall surrounding the flat earth, she is for sure one of those people. So yeah, May, if you haven't seen it yet, I mean, clear indicator that she's a flat earther, seeing her talk about the ice wall all the time. Now we have her on the red team for Team Poland, trying to lead, which is of course very questionable, given her beliefs here. But yeah, Leo gets taken out at the top. Level 10 abilities now on both sides at least, so that allows them for even fights. But the gap in experience still by half a level right now. And here comes the objective. So on stacks, 70 now for Kerrigan, which means that she's very close to getting the first quest reward. 106 for Sylvanas. Not really amazing or anything. Kerrigan getting a quest reward here for the next fight would be nice. Ice wall already used. That's a very early ice block too. And here comes the barbecue. They're hitting that R button pretty quickly. Kerrigan is jumping in. This time they need to get a kill, right? And yep, there it is. The old man is trying to put them to sleep with a couple of stories, but they're going for May, and they get the triple kill. Deckard Cain is down, May is down, and Tychus has been eliminated too. 4 kills to 3, and there's the moment for the French team. Momentum! Yeah, here we go. Attack towards the top. Sylvanas stacking even further. And Kerrigan getting closer and closer to her first quest reward, which would make her, of course, a lot more dangerous in the next Shrine fight. That is surely to come now that it has been activated. But the team with the Inspire buff on the minion wave is getting some enormous amount of damage in on that fort too. Sylvanas, yeah, staying very, very long here. And they basically destroyed that. Diablo, can he pull himself out here? Ice wall used again. The full team here, only, well, most of the team. Gul'dan is missing. Fort is gone. Diablo alive. Tychus nearly fell. And Sylvanas is still getting damage and is now sitting at 254 stacks, meaning that she has a quest reward. So good for Sylvanas. And nobody dying there either. As apparently, yeah, for a moment at least, the Haka was just chasing Gul'dan down at the bottom of the map. It's a bit awkward to not have the two of them in the fight. There's a lead in Shrine minions for Team France already. Again, these are the third seeds for the two countries. 3 teams have signed up for both France and Poland. And now the Haka is saying hello, turning this into a 5 versus 4, at least initially. Diablo with the wall stun. Tychus with the damage output. With the attempt here. And it's a barbecue, baby. 1 down. They go for Leoki. And he is also murdered. Deckard Cain was the first one to fall. The old geezer here getting dropped. It's boomer time. 6 kills to 3. 27,000 damage for Gul'dan. 29,000 for Sylvanas. And Kerrigan is going to secure them the objective at the top of the map. Or so you would think, but they're all rotating up, and Kerrigan, I mean, I'm not so sure what's happening over here. She gets the Chrysalis out, but she's dead, isn't she? They're using a lot of time. Nobody's rotating up, by the way. Nobody cares. Kerrigan is just basically like, yeah, boys, I'm dead, and everybody else is just like, yeah, alright, whatever. So they were trying to get some damage done at the bottom of the map and are now blocking Gul'dan to hope to get a kill. But Gul'dan just simply gets the kill himself. And now, oh my god, Diablo. Okay, it is Fiesta time. It seems like the objective is going to be claimed by Team Poland after all. It's a half-level advantage, 7 kills to 5. They went aggressive there, didn't get anything out of it. And the fact alone that Kerrigan just stood at the top and nobody thought that it would be a good idea to maybe help her, or at least for her to retreat, is still wild to me. So yeah, Team France against Team Poland. Oof. There is some plays that we're getting. So now the next attack, Sylvanas this time is going to help out with defense as she needs to. But the French had a massive advantage after their teamfight victory at the top, and they kind of threw it away a little bit. Still an early level 16 for them, so that's good news. But that fort might fall, and that would be the second structure that gets destroyed here. They pushed well with Sylvanas earlier and took the top right fort out. But that is barely a success for them in this case. Dehaka looking for the Tong. Doesn't hit it. Ice Wall and Deckard Cain's ult are both getting used. And the Winions over here do not... Okay, alright. The fort still stands. For just a second, I really thought that they would be able to take this one out as well. Now, Sylvanas comes in. Barbecue and the tongue. Get melted, May. But actually, she's still alive. It's Khaldor that falls. Kerrigan comes in again. And yeah, she has the damage now. 111 stacks. Not on the second quest reward, but girls doing work here. Yeah, she's also getting worked over a little bit by the red team. Here comes the Entomb. Kerrigan jumping out. Gets the heal. Somehow still alive. And finally getting killed. It is... I mean, some of these fights that we're getting are just wild. Whitemane is dead. Diablo more or less sacrificing himself for the team as Leoric gets killed on the left side. It's 9 kills to 7. Both teams on level 16. And the party just continues. We are going full on mad mode here. I mean, Dibbles is getting kicked around across the map. The Haka is now trying to hearth out, but some of these plays, overly aggressive, diving behind a fort, getting some damage in on it at least. But now it's level 17 versus 17, and it's just wild. I think the only hero that kind of benefited from this a little bit is Sylvanas with 379 stacks. So she is going to get the reward here, and will get all those heals. So self-sustain for Sylvanas is going to be big. Next objective spawning at the bottom of the map. And yeah, Kerrigan also with 112 stacks. She needs 150 and she's going to get even more damage. Currently we have her at 28,000 damage, by the way. Overall it's not too bad, but of course it would be nice to get her to ramp that number up even further. 41,000 here for Sylvanas. Leo not a full combo. They get some damage in, but yeah, that was a little bit missing from Kerrigan if she really wanted to go for a full combo attempt. They have another shot in the middle of the map on the other hand. But yeah, not going for that right away. Still, objective is coming up. There's still a couple of quest rewards missing, as I just pointed out. They haven't really gotten them yet. Another problem is that Diablo is not at 100 stacks, so he doesn't have his revive, so they need to be careful with this. He's still trying to protect the top side fort. So far, so good. And we just could get them another wave before they move in. So if they apply pressure to the top side keep, that could work. He gets some experience for the team. But it is very even now. Way more even than what we saw in game number 1. For sure. So right now the chance. Team Poland again looking for the objective. The Haka moves in early. They go for Leorki here. And the damage is coming out. Sylvanas is in trouble. Jumps away. The Entomb misses her. The Entomb barely misses her. That was actually big. She doesn't have the quest reward yet. They're controlling Odin. I mean, that is just a meme. Sylvanas. Oh, and she's still alive. Sylvanas is still alive. Turns around and starts to drop Leorki. Quest completed for Sylvanas now. She has the quest reward, so the sustain is there for her. 30 stacks for the blue team, though. And Kerrigan gets a kill, but also gets crushed a second later. And with Team Poland already this far ahead on the Punisher, they're going to get this objective too. They lost 2 heroes, though. Top side, the wall gone, so that's the problem for Team Poland. They lost more infrastructure there. But now the blue team has to defend at the bottom of the map, and they also secured themselves a lead in experience. So I don't think that we're seeing the Polish team push. They can't. Not against level 20. For Sylvanas, that means we're getting the Withering Barrage now. The Haka with Contagion. And Diablo nearly stacked again. Let's still go Hellgate here if he wanted to. And does. Alright. Hellgate for him. The Haka still defending, but it's not going to take long for the red team to get their own level 20. And for Kerrigan, it would go a long way to get to 150. With Sylvanas already completing a quest reward, Kerrigan making it to 150 would be big. But now both of the teams are on level 20, so now you got to be real careful. Big Red Button is in, we got Shatter, we got Buried Alive. I mean, these upgrades that we're getting here from Team Poland are... wow, they're something. They're really something. So yeah, this is going to hurt a lot. Kerrigan is doing the work. They're trying to trap here. Karrigan the only one to say hello. And the team apparently wants to go for it. But they are sniffing this out. The Haka isn't here. And again, Karrigan is just 6 stacks short. I would wait. I would try and get this. This is going to be a tough fight no matter what. So here comes Shatter. Doesn't hit anything. There's the Entomb. And Sylvanas finds herself in trouble. But they're going for Leo. Horrify already used. Diablo with a big play. Controlling that choke point. Getting mad damage out. Everybody's low here though. And Whitemane is the first one to fall in the backline. Deckard Kane eliminated. Gul'dan is gone. They force Mei back. And now they come in for Odin. First they take Leorki down, then they go for Tychus. Everybody's low, but Karrigan is the last one to fall before Mei gets executed, and that is a 5-man team wipe. Sylvanas, with all of the momentum in the world now, can move through the bottom of the map. The Haka defending in the middle. Karrigan is now fully done with her quest, so she is getting the big damage out for sure, and that was a massive step forward for Team France. They have the lead in kills, they have momentum, they can take some forts out, no objective up, could steal a couple of camps too, I suppose. 61,000 damage now for Sylvanas as they're moving in, and we have Karrigan on 48,000 herself. Leoric gets instantly attacked over here, but yeah, the damage is for sure real. And honestly, for Team Poland, the biggest problem is now going to be the damage output that we're seeing here. Karrigan completing her quest is going to hurt. If they get their ults synced up though, they have lots of potential to really shred the opponent's plays. I mean, again, Shatter, Haunt, Buried Alive. You got so much here. Leo getting attacked again. They want that fort in the middle, and they're obviously going to get it. They're going to get that fort. Leo, there's the Horrify. The Haka is in the back and barely makes it out for a second. But look at that barbecue. Gul'dan goes down. Leo is eliminated. Diablo's still alive. They can't kill him. Tychus tried and couldn't make it. And now the rest of the red team is just on the run. The combo attempt from Karrigan, she at least pulls them back in, but they don't have the damage to facilitate another kill. They can definitely do some work over here. And Sylvanas is really benefiting also from her quest reward being now unlocked. She has the sustain, and you could already tell during the fight how much she's getting out of this. So with 2 more heroes down on the side of Team Poland, it's now an easy shot for the Punisher at the top lane for the French team. They're coming in with the Haka. Should make sure that they're not losing one of their heroes because he gets ganked up by the opponent's team. But this is a big opportunity right now to take an advantage, especially since the French are also stealing away the mercenary camp, the shamans here. And this has already been opened up earlier, so this keep is vulnerable. Diablo? Oh my god. Yeah, they're going in for it. Gul'dan isn't back yet. Gul'dan isn't here. Diablo a bit isolated. There's mind control. Deckard Kane eats damage. Tries to rush away, but the first one to fall is Tychus. Deckard Kane turns into Deckard Payne as he gets murdered. They're trying to go for Mei again. Leo is also getting attacked. Karrigan, hoppity hop, jumps in, channels her inner Lunara, and is hopping after the team, trying to get more kills. Time and time again, we're seeing Poland now lose heroes, and this is a mad problem. I still haven't taken that Punisher, by the way. 20 minutes in, that topside keep should be gone. Sylvanas is eliminating some of the catapults and minions at the bottom of the map, creating some space for them, but should move to the top. They're trying to get the camp here too. They're splitting very heavily. I think given the situation that they're in, going for a straight up push, especially with the death timers being high, would be nice, but they're delaying things. They keep it at 39 stacks. They want to get some lane pressure going at the bottom of the map first before they're making that play. The downside is your opponent is going to be back on the map with 5. That's the downside. So, yeah, this could be the one problem. So Sylvanas is moving back. They have taken this, but eventually they should really take that top side now. Take that Punisher and make a move. I don't know if they're waiting for better weather or what exactly is going on here, but now that everybody is finally starting to move into the map, why? Oh my god. There's another mercenary camp, so we need to get the last mercenary camp. We're going for quick match rules today. The blue team is fully pinned down in their own base, though, so they're just waiting. They know this is coming, so they're not making any moves. Sylvanas, 0 deaths, by the way. Hasn't died a single time yet. Oh, it's It's happening! It's happening! Mortar Punisher! Alright, let's get that party going, ladies and gentlemen. Mercenary camps have all been taken. It's time to party. Oh, yeah. It's a trap. Sylvanas trying to open this up a bit as the Punisher's pushing at the top, so they're apparently going for a two-pronged attack. Trying to attack the middle, but they're leaving the Punisher at the top lane. I mean, there is going to be damage done here, but they're now moving with the 5-man towards the top. Slowed down already slightly. That combo over the wall did not quite connect. But this should be keep. This should be keep. Odin already unleashed. They went for the big red button over here. Horrify used. Chrysalis. Nice. What about Sylvanas? Can they take her down? Mind control. And the heal for Sylvanas. The self-sustain allows her to make that play with ease. Leoric is the first one to fall. Balor gets followed up. And Kerrigan comes in for the kill steal. Comes in for the kill steal. In Dota, that would be a report right there. But they go for the team and they wipe them off the map. Poland is losing everything. They lose the entire team. It is a 5-man team wipe. As Team France secures a 2-0 victory against Team Poland and keeps their hopes and dreams in Group C alive here at the Nations Cup. The blue team with the victory on Infernal Shrines. GG. Well